Allah itself, to surrender to Him completely and utterly, to take what from Him and to build upon it with certainty. This knowledge is a knowledge of certainty. They speculate, they have opinions. They have opinions about everything. They can, it's all theories. Theories of this, theories of that, theories of that. As long as they are theories, it's fine. But when they take that as the truth, then it's dangerous. This is what you find today. Fear of Allah will liberate you. Love of Allah will liberate you. It will give you courage. It will give you action. It will give you the capacity to do things you cannot do otherwise. Thinking is a property of the heart. The brain must be molded and must be guided by the heart. But not any heart, a clean heart. And the clean heart is that one that has surrendered to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When the heart has been broken and has been softened from a stone, it has become soft piece of flesh. When it's supple, when it's open to the light, then you can think. If the heart is unstopped, it doesn't matter how intelligent you are, you cannot think. Your thinking becomes useless, dangerous. So what you do is, first of all, to seek thinking is to have a good heart, is to clear the heart, to uplift the heart with love of Him and fear of Him. And then you can think. Then you can take benefit from everything, good and bad. You can take even benefit from the dollar. You can take benefit from the Muslims and the kuffar. You can take benefit from everything, but they cannot take benefit from it. The kuffar cannot take benefit from it. Only takes poison. We can take benefit, but they cannot, because the benefit of whatever it is, of the knowledge, comes only from the pure heart. And then everything is possible. Now when I say everything is possible, it doesn't mean you become Superman. No, you still have limbs that they don't move only that further. But everything is possible. Because everything you want is possible. Because everything you want is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants. That the halal is possible, you can absolutely be certain. So Allah hasn't said to you, and you have the obligation to forbid the riba and at the same time make it impossible for you. Has given you the means to do it. In this world, that means being capable of doing extraordinary things. What other people said is cannot be done. And then the people will try, and they will mint coins. And they will do the muamalat because we are telling them to muamalat when it had been forgotten. And they will do it. But some people will do it for dunya. Okay? And they will be split apart. And some other people will do it fisabilillah, and they will be gathered together. And this is the way the people who will succeed. So what needs to be done? To establish muamalat in our time, with the understanding of that we have all the means, that all the power belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and therefore that we have the means and we have the orders. Therefore, it has to be done. That is thinking. Starting from there, from certainty, back into my reality. Now look at yourself. Think at where you are and what are you doing. And put it within what is your command. Feed your necessities into the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and not the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala into your necessities. Don't push aside the things for which you have been created, but to put them at the pillar of what you need to do. And your needs, the needs, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and I will take care of your needs. In other words, you do trust Him, because if you do what He has asked you to do, He will look after you. Provision will not, you will eat until you die. You don't have to be worried about it. But trust Him. Do the right thing, and He will look after you. That is thinking. And you can see, if you want your thinking not to drive you crazy, like a, how do you call this? Like the roller coasters. You don't want to go on a roller coaster for your life, with and shooting in every direction. If you don't want your life to be chaos, then learn how to think. And that is a faculty that comes from the heart. Put that in order. Reason is not God, as the French Revolution suggested. The God is of reason, they say. Reason is just a calculator. Okay. It's the heart that dominates. Love of Him and fear of Him. Seek clarity. Seek clarity in your heart, and it will come to you. Desire of knowledge of Him will bring you knowledge of Him. When the clarity comes, and then you start seeing things with clarity, then use that as the guidelines for your life. The things that you have seen, move into it. Put all your necessities aside, for they do not rule you. They are not the masters of the world. Allah is the master of the world. Follow Him. Do what you have to. Fisabilillah. And you will find that everything comes into place. The Sharia is not negotiable. Meaning, you cannot postpone it. You cannot cut it into pieces. You cannot say this thing is good, this other one is not. Also, in the matters of the Sharia, when so many things have been broken, it's a deception to say, I'm going to deal with these small matters. Like Shaykh Darkawi said, deal with the big wrongs first, and then with the smaller wrongs later. So the people who say, no, I have to deal with these smaller matters, and the matter of riba doesn't matter, they are deceiving themselves. That's not thinking. This is not thinking when you are attacked with a tiger and a mosquito to defend yourself against the mosquito. That's not thinking. That's a lack of thinking. Nevertheless, how many people do that? And they think they are being reasonable. So you can see that thinking is nothing of what it seems to be. And we have been told to do it. That thinking is the faculty of putting together the things that the light, the heart illuminates. You make sense of the things that the heart illuminates. You make sense after you have submitted to Him. In other words, you submit to him and then you think. No, rather, you submit to him and you start thinking. Before that, you cannot think. You want to understand why the prayer is necessary? Do it first, and then you will understand. No, I don't understand the gold dinar is better for me, the US dollar is better. Do it, and then you will understand. No, I don't understand that the markets, the free markets should be like this. I think Carrefour is better. Well, do it, and then you will understand. Submit, and then you will understand. Act, and then you will understand. Acting, you are what you do, not what you think you are. The people say today, you say to people today, riba is haram, they say yes. What have you done about it? Nothing. But are you against riba? Yes, I am. So, but you are practicing riba? Yes. So you are... Yes. But it's haram? Yes. That's not very much thinking. It sounds very contradictory to me. And yet, they find it in order because they do not examine themselves in what they do. They examine themselves in what they think. So people today think that just because you say I am against riba, that's good enough. That's good enough. So again, that is not thinking. Submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is thinking. Most of the times what you encounter is very basic fears of the world and love of the world. In the same way that the heart is cleared by love of Allah and fear of Allah. What clouds the heart is fear of dunya and love of dunya. Except they are not the same. Dunya and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are not the same, they are not of the same nature. One is an illusion, and another one is real. If you let your heart be guided by an illusion, then the thinking that comes from there is an illusion. If you let your heart be guided by the real, the thinking that follows is real. Thinking, therefore, depends on what is in your heart. Now, you don't become aware of it instantly, unless you become aware of what your heart is. And then you start thinking, what is in my heart? My heart is full of Allah, or my heart is full of dunya. And then it takes a little to get a little bit more, and so on and so on and so on. This doesn't come overnight. It comes in stages, in like steps. And this has been referred to as a path to become aware of the heart. You become aware of the program. Sitting down in a circle like this, listening to somebody like myself, telling you what is all this stuff. And then you start tasting. Then you start putting it into practice. Then you start saying, no, well, I don't understand this matter of the gold dinar. I don't understand it. But I'm going to do it.